Ladies and gentlemen, there is a peculiar time of night, somewhere between the last breath of yesterday and the first sigh of tomorrow. A time when the world hushes, the air thickens, and if you are awake, you are meant to be. You open your eyes between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., not by accident, but because something within you stirs. Your body, your mind, your very spirit are nudging you toward a silent realization. And in this sacred moment, you have three choices, three acts that can transform your life. Waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. is not a random occurrence. It is a moment when the body, mind, and spirit synchronize with the deeper rhythms of existence. During these hours, the world is at its quietest, the distractions of the day have not yet begun, and your subconscious mind is in its most receptive state. Many cultures and spiritual traditions believe this period holds profound significance. In ancient Chinese medicine, this time corresponds to the lungs in the body's energy cycle, representing grief, processing emotions, and deep introspection. Similarly, spiritual teachings across the world regard the pre-dawn hours as a sacred time for reflection, prayer, and awakening. When you wake up at this hour, it is often a sign that your mind is seeking clarity, your emotions need processing, or your purpose is calling for attention. Instead of dismissing it as insomnia or an inconvenient disruption, consider it an invitation to pause, to listen, and to align with something greater than yourself. The brain operates differently in these hours. Science tells us that melatonin levels are still high, keeping the body in a restful state, while the mind drifts into a semi-conscious clarity. This is why many of the greatest thinkers, writers, and visionaries have found their most profound ideas emerging before dawn. If you are awake at this time, take advantage of it. Instead of turning to technology or trying to force yourself back to sleep, embrace the silence. Listen to the thoughts that arise naturally. What is your mind trying to tell you? What emotions surface in the absence of noise? Often the things we ignore during the day, the unresolved decisions, the lingering doubts, the quiet callings of purpose, become clearer in these hours. By sitting with them, rather than suppressing them, we give ourselves the rare gift of self-awareness. There is an energy in the air between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. that cannot be found at any other time. The stillness is not just external, it is internal. Without the pressures of daily responsibilities, without the expectations of others clouding our thoughts, we are left with only ourselves. This is a powerful space to exist in, but few take advantage of it. Those who do, who use this time to reflect, to breathe, to set intentions, often find their lives shifting in ways they never expected. When we wake up at this hour, we are in direct conversation with our own consciousness. It is here that the seeds of transformation are planted. By embracing this time with awareness, we open ourselves to insights that remain hidden in the chaos of the day. We connect with our true desires, we confront our fears without distraction, and we cultivate an inner strength that carries into every waking moment. This is not just a period of quiet, it is a period of possibility. And for those who recognize its value, it becomes a gateway to clarity, focus, and profound self-discovery. Breath is more than just a biological function. It is the rhythm of life itself. Every inhale carries energy, and every exhale releases what no longer serves us. Yet, in our daily rush, we rarely pay attention to it. We take it for granted, allowing it to become shallow, erratic, and unconscious. But in the stillness of early morning, between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., breath becomes something more, a bridge between mind and body, a tool for awareness, and a gateway to deep, unshakable calm. The mind is in its most natural state, untouched by the demands of the day. Thoughts are slower, emotions more accessible, and the world outside is silent. This is the perfect time to engage with your breath intentionally. When you wake in these hours, instead of fighting it, focus on breathing with purpose. A deep inhale, slow and steady, expanding the lungs fully. A long exhale, releasing tension from the body. This act alone can shift your entire state of being. Science supports what ancient wisdom has known for centuries. Breath controls the nervous system. A rapid, shallow breath signals stress, anxiety, and fear. A slow, controlled breath signals safety, balance, and control. When we take the time to breathe deeply in the quiet of pre-dawn, we regulate our emotions, calm our racing thoughts, and gain clarity that is otherwise drowned out by the noise of daily life. Breath is not just a function, it is a tool, a mechanism to shift from chaos to control. Breath is seen as sacred, a direct connection to life force energy. Yogis practice pranayama to master the mind through breath. Monks engage in controlled breathing to enter deep states of meditation. Even elite performers and athletes rely on breathwork to heighten focus and endurance. The reason is simple. Mastering your breath means mastering yourself. It is one of the few things in life that is always with you, always within your control, and yet most people never take full advantage of it. When you find yourself awake, there is no better time to use breath as a means of grounding. The world is not pulling you in different directions. There are no emails to check, no conversations to be had, no expectations to meet. It is just you, your breath, and the present moment. This is when you can reconnect with your inner self, stabilize your emotions, and set a tone of clarity for the day ahead. Breath is a reminder that you are alive, that you have control over how you respond to life, and that peace is not something external, it is something you create within. When you breathe with awareness, you do not just inhale air, you inhale possibility, presence, and power. In the silent hours of the morning, this simple yet profound act can transform not only how you wake up, but how you live. The mind is a powerful architect, constantly shaping the reality we experience. Every thought, every belief, every mental image we hold influences the direction of our lives. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., when the noise of the world is at its lowest and the subconscious is at its most receptive, we have a rare opportunity to harness this power. This is the perfect time to engage in deep visualization. Your brain operates in a state similar to meditation, where external distractions fade and internal clarity rises. Science has shown that the subconscious mind is more impressionable in these early hours, making it the ideal time to plant the seeds of transformation. What you think about in this period has a stronger effect on your mindset than thoughts formed later in the day. This is why it is crucial to direct your focus with intention. Instead of allowing your mind to drift into worries or past regrets, use this time to vividly picture the life you want to create. Close your eyes and see yourself not as you are, but as you wish to be. If you seek confidence, imagine yourself walking into a room with unshakable poise. If you desire success, picture yourself achieving your goals with precision and ease. If you long for peace, feel it within you, as if it already exists. The brain does not distinguish between imagination and reality. It responds to the images you feed it. When you visualize consistently, your mind begins to believe in the possibility, and your actions start aligning with this new reality. Performers and successful individuals across disciplines use visualization as a key tool for achievement. They do not just practice physically, they rehearse mentally, seeing themselves winning before they ever step onto the stage or field. This mental rehearsal strengthens neural pathways, making real-life execution more natural. You can apply this same principle to any aspect of your life. The more you see yourself becoming who you wish to be, the more effortlessly you will embody that version of yourself. The early morning hours offer an undisturbed space to engage in this practice with full concentration. Unlike during the day, when your attention is scattered by obligations and external demands, this is a time where you have complete control over your thoughts. With the world asleep, there are no interruptions, only you and the power of your mind. This is your moment to script the future with clarity and intent. When you wake up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., do not waste the opportunity by returning to old thought patterns. Instead, take hold of your mind and shape it with purpose. What you see internally becomes what you experience externally. Visualization is not wishful thinking. It is a tool for transformation. Use it well, and you will find that life begins to unfold not by chance, but by your own design. Attraction is often misunderstood. Many believe it is about appearance, charm, or social skills, but true attraction runs much deeper. The most captivating individuals do not demand attention. They draw it in naturally, without force or effort. This quiet magnetism is not about what is said, but about what is felt. It is built on habits that cultivate presence, depth, and authenticity. These habits do not announce themselves loudly. Instead, they create an aura of intrigue, making others take notice without fully understanding why. One of the most powerful habits that contribute to silent attraction is deep introspection. People who take time to understand themselves radiate a sense of calm and confidence that is impossible to fake. They are not seeking approval because they already know who they are. When you spend time in reflection, particularly in the stillness of the early morning, you develop a rare kind of self-awareness. This awareness prevents you from reacting impulsively, speaking unnecessarily, or engaging in meaningless competition. Instead, you carry yourself with a quiet certainty that makes others respect you. Another crucial habit is emotional intelligence, the ability to remain composed, read situations accurately, and respond with measured thought rather than impulse. Those who are emotionally intelligent do not let external circumstances shake them. They understand that silence often speaks louder than words. They do not rush to fill gaps in conversations or prove themselves to others. Instead, they listen, observe, and respond with precision. This restraint and intentionality create a sense of depth that draws people in. Others feel safe around them, valued and heard, qualities that make them naturally attractive. Patience is another silent force of attraction. In a world where everyone seeks immediate validation, instant responses, and quick results, those who move with patience stand apart. They do not chase, they attract. They are not desperate for attention or rushed to prove their worth. Their steadiness signals strength, and strength is magnetic. This patience is cultivated in quiet moments, when waking in the early hours, when choosing to sit with thoughts instead of reacting to them, when understanding that great things take time. Mastering the art of non-reactivity is also key. People with quiet confidence do not let small things disturb them. They do not engage in unnecessary drama or let emotions dictate their decisions. This control over one's reactions signals power, because true power is not in controlling others, but in controlling oneself. Those who embody this trait naturally command respect. Their energy speaks before they do, creating an unspoken authority that others recognize instinctively. Mystery plays a significant role in silent attraction. Not everything needs to be shared, explained, or justified. People who keep certain aspects of their lives private hold an undeniable intrigue. They do not overshare or seek validation through constant communication. Instead, they allow their actions, their presence, and their energy to tell their story. This restraint makes them endlessly fascinating, as people are drawn to what they cannot fully grasp. In the quiet hours of the morning, these habits are cultivated. Those who dedicate time to self-awareness, emotional mastery, patience, and mystery do not need to chase attraction. It comes to them naturally. It is about presence. The most influential people do not need to announce their power, nor do they seek validation from others. Instead, they operate with a quiet confidence that commands respect. This presence is not built in moments of visibility, but in the unseen hours, when no one is watching, when the world is still asleep, when the mind is free from external noise. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., those who understand the power of this time are sculpting themselves in ways that will later appear effortless to the outside world. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, few have the patience to cultivate mastery in silence. But those who do, those who wake up before dawn, not by accident but by choice, understand that true influence is built long before it is recognized. This is when the great thinkers, the strategists, the visionaries refine their craft, discipline their minds, and set intentions that guide their actions. The most powerful individuals in history have often credited the early morning hours as the foundation of their strength. It is in this quiet, undisturbed time that ideas take shape, clarity is found, and resilience is strengthened. The power of silent mastery lies in its consistency. Many seek motivation, but motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes, dependent on emotion. Mastery, on the other hand, is built on discipline, on showing up even when no one else does, even when there is no immediate reward. Those who embrace the stillness of early mornings are not looking for applause. They are refining themselves because they understand that the unseen work is what ultimately shapes the scene results. They are training their minds to be sharper, their emotions to be steadier, and their focus to be unbreakable. There is a certain mystique in people who do not reveal their every move. Those who carry themselves with quiet certainty, who do not react impulsively, who are not easily rattled, become figures of intrigue. The world notices them not because they are the loudest in the room, but because they are the most centered. Their mastery is not something they talk about, it is something they embody. And this embodiment is formed in the hours when others are sleeping, when distractions are minimal, and when the mind is most receptive to transformation. When you wake up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., understand that it is a rare opportunity. It is a time when you can cultivate an inner power that few will ever access. It is when you train yourself to be still in a world that is constantly rushing, to think deeply when others are acting impulsively, and to align your actions with the person you are becoming. Silent mastery is not about waiting for the world to recognize you. It is about shaping yourself so profoundly that when the time comes, the world has no choice but to notice. The most powerful presence is not the one that demands attention, but the one that commands it effortlessly. Silent attraction is not about loud statements or grand gestures. It is about the energy one carries, the depth of character, and the subtle influence that lingers even after one has left the room. This kind of presence is not built overnight, nor is it something that can be faked. It is the result of internal work, of self-mastery, restraint, and an understanding of the unseen forces that shape human perception. One of the key elements of silent attraction is restraint. In a world where everyone is eager to speak, react, and prove themselves, those who remain composed stand apart. They do not rush to fill silences, nor do they seek validation through constant engagement. Instead, they let their actions and presence speak for them. This kind of restraint suggests strength, and strength, especially when unspoken, is magnetic. It draws people in, making them curious, making them want to understand the depth behind the quiet. Another crucial factor is self-sufficiency. People who are quietly attractive do not need external validation to feel whole. They are comfortable in solitude, at ease with their thoughts, and confident in their own worth. They do not chase approval or attention because they already know their value. This self-assurance is compelling. It makes others want to be in their presence, not because they demand it, but because their energy is steady, secure, and unshaken by external noise. Non-reactivity is also a defining trait. In any social setting, the most powerful person is often the one who reacts the least. They are not easily provoked, nor do they allow emotions to control them. They observe, listen, and respond only when necessary, and when they do, their words carry weight. People are drawn to those who do not let the world dictate their emotions. This kind of control suggests an inner power that is rare, and anything rare becomes naturally attractive. A sense of mystery further enhances silent attraction. In an age where oversharing has become the norm, those who keep certain aspects of their lives private hold an undeniable allure. They do not feel the need to explain themselves or seek reassurance. They share only what is necessary, leaving others intrigued, wanting to know more. This subtle air of mystery makes interactions more meaningful because every word, every gesture feels intentional rather than forced. This kind of presence is not built through external validation. It is cultivated in silence, in moments of introspection, in the habits formed when no one is watching. Waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. offers the perfect opportunity to develop this quiet power. In those hours, the mind is free from distraction, allowing deep reflection, emotional mastery, and a strengthening of one's inner world. Over time, this internal work becomes external. It changes how one moves, speaks, and carries themselves. True attraction is never about seeking attention. It is about becoming the kind of person who draws it naturally, without effort, without noise, and without needing to say a word. The quiet hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. are not just moments of wakefulness, they are opportunities, windows into self-mastery, clarity, and transformation. Those who recognize the power of this time do not see it as an inconvenience, but as a gift. It is in this stillness that the deepest thoughts surface, the truest emotions reveal themselves, and the mind is most receptive to growth. Whether through breath, visualization, restraint, or silent mastery, the habits cultivated in these hours shape not only how one starts the day, but how one lives life. True power does not need to be loud. The most captivating individuals do not chase validation. They cultivate an energy so strong that it draws people in effortlessly. They are self-aware, emotionally controlled, patient, and intentional in every action. They know that presence is not about being seen, it is about being felt. And this presence is refined in silence, in discipline, in the moments when the world is asleep, but they are awake, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Waking up at this hour is not an accident. It is an invitation to listen, to align, and to shape a life of deeper meaning and purpose. For those who choose to embrace it, the results are undeniable. The unseen work done in these hours manifests in ways the world cannot ignore. The mind becomes sharper, the emotions steadier, the presence stronger. It is in the quiet, undisturbed moments that true transformation begins. And those who master themselves in the silence will find that when the time comes to be seen, they will not need to seek attention, it will find them.